Alright guys, here we are, Artisan Cutlery, SHOT Show 2024, and there's Russell. What's up, buddy?
What's up? It is another beautiful day at SHOT. We're tired already, but we're here with lots of knives.
Well, alright then, you definitely have lots of knives, so let's...
Oh man, okay, so...
What do we got?
We'll start on the artisan side. So let's start out, I got one right here that is actually, it's just been released. This isn't really a, it's not a proto, but this is the Weighed-In, designed by Nick Rogers. I kind of love this thing, because it really gives off that traditional style vibe, but it's got nothing traditional about it.
Yeah.
I love the little house
I love
accent.
the pop, yeah, that's nice.
This really nice kind of deep milling on here. We have this backspace that's just slightly raised, adds some contouring. This blade shape is just super pointy and slicey.
Yeah.
And it's actually, he intentionally kept it a little heavier than most. It's not super thick, but there's a good amount of weight here that's been not relieved out, just to make sure this feels substantial in the pocket. Also, the front flipper, I know it's not everyone's one, but you gotta try this one because it has this little like S-shaped curve here.
I did see that.
It makes it pop really easy.
Yeah.
I just think the aesthetics of this are just fantastic. It looks wonderful. It feels nice in the hand. It's got like the best way I can describe it is it has that little something something. And I am so into this.
And it's kind of got that teardrop handle shape to it. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's got definitive points to it. Like
Absolutely.
The blade's pointy, the handle's pointy, and I'm just like, it's cool. It's a cool knife, kind of gentlemanly, a little more EDC, but I think if you pull this out of your pocket, it looks good out of a suit.
Yeah.
All right, so that is the Weighed-In. We'll put that guy down over here off to the side.
All right.
So we can move on to the protos. This is the new stuff on the artisan side.
Nice.
So, I know this is your jam right here.
Yes, sir.
Ray Laconico Rebel.
Oh.
I know you've seen the custom.
Yes.
It's one of his most recent customs, and I ended up buying one from Ray directly, and I love that knife. So I pushed really hard to get this one done, and Ray's like, okay, sure.
Right on.
And we have the Rebel now. This thing is smooth, it is light. I love the blade shape. It just melts in your hand like it feels like Laconico. Ray does want to do a little texture, so I'm kind of here. Wants to kind of spice it up a little bit.
Okay.
I love this kind of dark tie we did on
That
here.
looks good. That looks really good.
I am so into it. The blasted blade and just the way this clip point sits. I'm not really a clip point fan myself, but this just looks so good. And it comes to just this super fine tip.
What's the blade steel going to be on that?
Right now on this proto, provided we can get enough of it, we have S90.
Okay.
I think we're trying to get as much S90 as possible. It's been getting a little harder to get enough of it.
Okay.
So it's going to be a combination of S90 and S35 coming from out of the factory these days.
Okay.
So that is the Rebel. And I'm stoked, but
yeah, I'll be getting my hands on one of those.
oh yeah, I know you will. But the next one I'm equally happy about because I'm carrying one right now. In the works for like 5 years. The Ornis.
Oh, nice.
By our boy Dylan Mallerie.
Yes, sir.
And we have gone through, I think we even did a proto production of this back with CJRB 4 years ago. It did not work right. It just, the proportions were off, the blade was off, the ratios were off, the handle was uncomfortable. And Dylan's gone through this one so many times and rehashed it, and we finally came out with this amazing knife. Like,
oh yeah,
man, this thing in hand, it feels like it's got that forward momentum that Dylan stuff is known for.
Yep.
But look at that blade. Like, look at this.
Love it.
Look at this. It's so trimmed. It's so slicey. The handle is like light.
I like the milling on the handle as well.
Yeah, just that little swoosh.
Yep.
We're probably gonna change the clip out. The clip we just stuck with a simple one. We might want to change something that kind of matches that swooping line.
Okay.
But there is something about this one that just says, like all of Dylan's designs, it has movement to it.
Yeah.
And for me, because it's a more full-size knife, I have found this one to be an absolute joy to use. This has been my office and box and gear knife for just since I got the proto. And now I'm finally seeing this one with this kind of like satin tie finish. It's like a satin hand sander. It's like we did the sand polish we do on some of our blades on the tie.
Yep.
And I love the way this looks. It's got that shine to it.
Yeah, that shine on that handle. Yeah.
I really think with this one, there's almost like you're gonna get your own version of like a titanium patina that just all the scratches over the years.
Okay. Yeah.
Which normally I don't want to see scratches on my tie, but with this, I feel like that starts building its own character.
Oh, absolutely.
And
it does.
It's just that beautiful look to it. I'm just, Dylan doing it again.
Nice.
Oh.
Very nice. Oh, I'll probably have to have one of those too.
Oh yeah.
It's a Dylan knife.
I know. Just the new Dylan. Always gotta get the new Dylan.
Yeah.
So that's the Ornis.
Ornis, all
Put
right.
that guard to the side there. Let's get on to a new one through Triple Stripe. Jonathan over at Triple Stripe. Man, this boy can make a knife. And I like this one because Jonathan's a boat guy. Like, he is on boats a lot.
Yeah.
And there's something about this one that reminds me of the old, the Marlin Spike and sheepfoot kind of knives you got as the Mariner knives.
Dude, I'm a sailor myself, and this one caught my eye right away.
I love that sheep. It's very like, that's a true sheepfoot. I love that he has that typical, like his finger groove right there that he does.
Yep.
I'm not sure what to call it because it's not really a harpoon. It's not really like, it's a groove. And this handle is this beautiful ripple milling on it.
Yeah, I like the milling.
It's I was actually, when I saw the pictures, I was wondering if this was like gray micarta. I'm like, no. It's got a nice like rough texture to it. I love how he does these clips, almost like a hockey stick kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's got more bulk to it.
It felt great in hand too.
It really just kind of melts in the hand, and it's slim. Like, this knife is slim with a big old wide blade, and it's just super. It's a tool. It's a tool for use. It is a tool that's easy to carry. It's light. It's functional. The studs feel great.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even drop the name. This is the Prime.
The Prime?
The Prime.
Prime.
Like the numbers.
Optimus.
Yeah, that too. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
All right, what kind of nerd am I? But this thing feels great. The studs are nice. They're nice and tall. It's a satisfying knife. It's not what I call small, but I feel like the utility of this knife really is, this size is perfect for everything that you're going to do with this knife.
Yeah.
It couldn't be smaller, it couldn't be bigger. This is just right.
And it's got a pretty big, it's got a nice belly on it too. Yep. Yeah, that one, for work and what I do, that one definitely caught my eye.
Yep. This thing's doing something. Also, I do love that you have the single finger up top.
Yep.
Like, yep.
Absolutely.
Trim. So, that is the Prime. We'll put this one off to the side and stop gushing about it. All right, next up we got something from Mr. Pinkerton. As we know, Dirk always delivers with something a little wild. This is the Kami. This is his folding kukri. It's not super kukried, but I do feel that in hand, this thing is a...
I couldn't believe how light it was.
Yeah, it's that full carbon fiber scale. We got a full tie one in there, but they're all pretty light.
Yeah.
But the best thing I can say about this knife, it feels like it's thirsty. Like, this thing feels like it wants to move. And that blade shape, like, it's trim. It's got it's really thin on the edge, and that point, especially with the alignment of it, this feels like it's a cutter. This thing is a catch and cut kind of tool. Also, it does feel quite nice in reverse grip, and I cannot call myself a tactical Tommy at all. I only got a little knife fighting experience under my belt, and I do not ever want to end up in that situation. But this makes me feel like I just maybe could do that. There's something about a knife that makes you feel like you got electric power behind it. This thing is just an absolute joy. We're gonna do a few little changes. We're gonna reduce the size of the flipper, maybe add a thumb disc to it, add some more options.
Okay.
But this is very much leading the charge on our tactical knives. We don't have a lot of tactical knives. I think this one really just nails it.
Okay.
And I do love, especially this like terminating end right here.
Yep.
Just locks your hand in.
Yep.
I love where the jimping is. It really just feels like it just sits there and it feels perfect in hand.
It feels really good in hand also.
The thing's nuts. So, that is the Kami designed by Dirk Pinkerton.
Right on.
So now, let's scooch.
Make our way to a little CJRB.
Over to CJRB, where of course we always deliver on this side, because, you know, come on. The Pyrite still reigns supreme, but let's start off with something new.
Okay.
We have the Prado, designed by, again, Ray Laconico. And this, I believe, is Ray's first crossbar lock entirely. I don't think he's done a design at all that has a crossbar lock.
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't think so. But this thing, it's a big knife. Like, this is not a small knife.
No,
it's got a lot of size to it. It's got a nice simple handle, squared off G10 inside liner, so it's really, really light. If you can see through this one, this isn't Ultem, but it's kind of a translucent G10.
Okay.
You see the triangulation, the trusses.
Yeah.
And this is a really just good, slim work knife. Like, it's got cutting power, it's got that nice clip point, kind of like the Rebel.
Yeah.
But it's just got a very different vibe to it. And I'm into this one. Like, I'm finding it to be a very comfortable user. In my hands, it almost feels like it could be big, but once the thumb goes on top, you're like, nope, this is great.
Yeah, it felt really good in hand.
Good, solid user. The axis is nice and snappy. The fact that you can actually get a middle finger flick with a crossbar lock is impressive. That's usually a thing you can't do too well, or Portuguese.
Right. Right.
It throws nicely. It locks up good. The lockup is super solid. There's nothing going on. Wow, that's like rock solid. The handle is so light on this thing, but the way we did the milling on the scales, it still has a good amount of rigidity, where normally something like this would feel a little squishy.
Sure.
This is solid.
Right
and
on.
It weighs like nothing. So, Laconico does it again. This is the Prado. I mean, if it wasn't for the Rebel over there, this would be one of my winners for the show. But I'm like, I like the Rebel a lot.
Now, is this going to be an RPM 9?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Just like I believe all the CJRBs are going to be RPM 9,
okay.
but there may be other versions coming out.
Okay.
As you've seen with the Pyrite, there might happen to be a fancier version.
Right.
Who knows? We'll see. Moving on, we have a new designer on deck. This is the Nova, designed by Christian Porterfield. Nice, simple design with a very nice, aggressive tonto. I actually think you can't see the lines there, but it's actually ground with that kind of beveled edge there, and a little bit of a kind of a bevel at the point there. This thing is nice and slim. It's got a little tiny bit of harpoon there, and it's a super light knife.
That knife was super light.
It's so light. This one's got wood scales, and we had G10 over there. But the way we milled this thing out, it is insanely light. And this does kind of give me some like slightly tactical vibes, just with that really slim profile shape, the studs, and just the way that it sits this way, where it's really just like a box.
Yeah.
But the action on this is buttery smooth. I've never personally gone on board as a huge Tonto fan, but I like this one. I feel like this sits just at the right angle to do the right kind of work you need to do, and can fill a lot of roles in a way that some other knives can't.
Right, okay.
So this is his first design ever, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
And we're happy to start working with him. It's been
his name again?
Christian Porterfield.
Christian Porterfield, okay. Very good. So got to give him some love.
Yeah. He's doing a great job, and I'm happy we're able to get this here, because we did not expect to have this knife for SHOT Show. It was going to be done later, but it happened to make it just in time for SHOT. So he gets to be in the shot case and gets to have exposure right next to all of the other designs.
Absolutely, that's
so
cool.
I'm excited for him to get a few more
Absolutely.
likes on his Instagram and a few more ads. But yeah, Nova's a nice one. I think this really can hit a lot of points. That it fills a role that CJRB has not really done quite yet.
Okay.
I think it does it really well. So I'm going to put this off to the side. Once again, that is the Nova, designed by Christian Porterfield. Let's move on to something that is both old and new. Looks familiar, right?
Oh, yeah.
We are doing a large version of the Bowie Pyrite. To be fair, this is a weird one. This actually ended up being a little shorter, because it could this one can accommodate a bit less handle compared to the other one. But we're going to switch to the standard large Pyrite version later on.
Okay.
I don't know if we're going to be doing these aluminum scales, but I do like the look of this light blue and black. But everyone's been asking about a Bowie Pyrite in large, and yeah, it's like, all right, the Pyrite still sells like hotcakes. It moves fast, it goes, and we want to make people happy. So get ready, y'all who wanted the Bowie large Pyrite. This is it. This is it. You're gonna get one.
Nice.
And then because because the Pyrite is, come on, this is our real evergreen, as Metal Complex is gonna say. We have. Hey there, good seeing you. Ken Onion just rolled by.
Oh yeah.
I didn't get to give it its big intro, but this is the Bowie Pyrite.
Dude, that color combo.
Oh yeah, I hope we do this. I love this color combo, but let's give it another fresh open.
Oh my goodness.
The fuller works, the studs work. That beautiful clip point. Look again at that like thin point. That is a pointy clip point. That is a pointy Bowie.
Yes, it is.
Nice amount of jimping right there. This thing is comfortable in hand as all the other ones are, but that Bowie blade really gives me combat knife vibes.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping we'll do this one with a black blade and some tan micarta. You know the drill.
Yeah.
But
oh yeah.
This one we should be getting out sometime within the next few months. So hopefully we'll be doing an April release after the Lunar New Year holiday. But we're really excited for this to come out. And I think with the people who like the Pyrite, maybe this might not be their cup of tea. Maybe it might be. Maybe we got someone who really was looking for something that wasn't a Wharncliffe, wasn't a draw point. They wanted a clip point. But I think the big thing for me is that this version of the Pyrite delivers more blade overall.
Okay.
You have a wider blade. You have more opening options. You have a more refined tip. And I just think the design of this is so cool looking.
Oh, that combo just wow.
So
I like it.
It's so
I
good.
like it.
All right, so Bowie Pyrite going away. The Bowie Pyrite or the Bow Right.
But right.
We've been taking calling it.
Right on.
And then we're going to go to 2 new ones that are something very different from what we've done before.
Okay.
I have the chip and the nap.
The chip and the nap.
Yep.
Okay.
So the chip is as you can tell by me having a hard time picking this thing up, these are micro knives. For those who are looking to pack as light as possible. This thing is really small.
Wow.
It's going to come with a bit of paracord and a bead to include a little bit more, get a bit more in hand.
Sure.
But it's big enough to, like, you know, this will do your boxes, this will do your mail. If you want to carry this in a backpack and a trip where you're not planning to use a knife for much of anything other than small tasks, opening packages, this is perfect. Comes with a nice little leather slip, just pops right in there, and it sets down.
Very cool.
The slip. The nap is a double-edged dagger. So ideally, this could act as a spear point, a little arrowhead. This
Absolutely.
You have one edge you can keep, you know, extra sharp. One edge you can kind of make a more working edge. I like that it has this point right here. You kind of have a pinch point. We did this in a whole bunch of colors.
Yeah.
We might be making both the handles on these a little longer just because they are really small.
Okay.
But this is something new we're trying. I don't know what the reception is going to be on these, to be honest, because they are like tiny.
Sure.
I thought this was a pin when I first saw it. I thought it was jewelry, but no, it's RPM 9.
Okay.
They're ground really nice. They're quite sharp, and I like the idea that we're trying something just a little bit new. And I'm kind of stoked that we're gonna get a bunch of colors, and they all have like unique inlays. This is like a Tiffany blue almost, like a turquoise. We have wood inlays, got carbon fiber. I think we have one that had an Ultem inlay, little like maple burl. They're little accent pieces. And I think the nice thing about this is really something that works truly as a backup.
Oh yeah.
Like this, you can almost fit this thing in a wallet. Like it's a leather slip, you throw it in your bag, you throw it in, you know, in a bag, in a purse, in your pocket. I can put it into my little like SHOT Show thing. I can chuck it anywhere, and I will have something of utility. And yes, of course, you can always say, oh, I can do the Swiss Army knife, I can get a mini pyrite. Yes, but you won't have anything this light. This weighs nothing.
It's absolutely, it's hard to tell it's even there.
Yeah, and both blade shapes are highly functional. They do their job really well. When you're looking for a small tool, I can't think of a lot of things that are going to do mail and boxes and small tasks like a little worn clip.
Well, like we said too, you know, like throw it in your desk or in your office or whatever. You can open packages with it. It's no big.
Like office carry,
shouldn't be too scary.
I cannot imagine someone looking at this and saying my key is like, oh man, that's so dangerous. Like you can pull out your keys and be like, my key is bigger.
Right.
Like what is wrong with this? Anyway. Right. So we'll let you zoom out in the cameras. I'm sure you're. I'm moving around.
Okay. That's okay.
So that is the chip, little warning to chip, and the nap is the dagger pointed one. So that's what we got going on this year. Another big old bunch of offerings from CJRB and Artisan. We are happy to bring them here, and I'm pretty happy with both sides. I think we're really bringing some heat this year, coming off a year where the Pyrite has been, again, second year of the Pyrite being a big seller, new year the Warney Pyrite being one of our biggest models. The age of the button lock is not gone yet, and the Pyrites are still going strong, but we intend to keep making things that are going to push the envelope a little bit, try some new things, keep the prices good, and keep the good designs rolling.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Russell. Great to see you as always.
Fantastic.
And I hope you guys have a really good show.
Oh, we're gonna.
All right, man.